actually. That's a really good question because what we've done is using that capture data, we're able to then use some of that to make, for example, all the grass look like grass and look very authentic in different times of the day. So actually has benefited the game. Same goes for the new face captures. We're quite big on our authentic player faces in Pes. We really focus on making people look like they're supposed to. And even those sort of capturing of the face and the textures benefit other players that we can use the same sort of skin color and tone as well.
Obviously, changes in football games, soccer games, are always, you've got to cater to the crowd.
I'm not offended.
They're quite hard to describe until you, like often it takes hundreds of matches to really understand how a game feels different. What's your sort of big picture idea for Pes this year?
To be fair, it's the fact that you don't even need me here this year because Pes really does sell itself. And this is the easiest show that I've had because I can talk about the visuals, the animations being different, being improved. But for us, it's night and day. If you see last year and this year, in terms of how it looks, how the players move, every year we used to have a few hundred new animations. This year, we've completely changed the base one, so how they walk, how they dribble, how they turn. So it's like, we're not talking about hundreds, we're talking about tens of thousands.
Wow.
So for us, it's so easy for us to get people to come in. Where the challenge lies, though, I think, is getting people to accept that Pes is the best football game, and I think, listen, it's a clear challenge. We've got a huge competitor, and so what we're doing this year is something a little bit different. We're really trying to focus on improving our online. And by doing that, we're actually launching an online beta at the end of July.
Interesting.
Open for 11 days, but the key component of this beta is that it's 3v3.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it's a new mode, a new co-op mode that we're actually bringing into Pes. It's part of our new esports a campaign with our features and our modes as well. So for us, 3v3 is really important because it allows us to not just convince you, as we see a great goal, celebration, things like that, but it allows you to bring your friends into Pes and convince them as well, because we do understand it's more than just one person that we need to convince. It's you and your friends as well. As you see a great shot, brand new net physics,
so stoic.
Goalkeeper's upset because he's let the goal in. But you see the lighting here, looks fantastic from the floodlights.
I was going to say, like,
the touch.
Looking closer, those instant replay moments, those are often the moments where a game really sells itself for people.
Absolutely.
Have you worked on the sort of, like, that really close-up text
presentation
as well
element?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, what you might have seen during this actual stream is you have a shot, you have a pass, a misplaced pass. You'll start seeing stats come on the screen, and it's following the broadcast element. When you saw the replay of the goal, each key play slowed down to just show you a different angle. Fantastic save there again by the goalkeeper, which we've really improved as well. But the presentation has always been something that the fans have really wanted us to focus on to make it more authentic, more like watching an actual football match, and there's something that we worked on a lot.
It does feel like you started last year really pushing particularly with your partnerships, really pushing the sort of the license side of the game, getting that more sort of televisual element almost. Like having, for me, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but having You'll Never Walk Alone in a football game, that's like an incredible. It's a weirdly incredible thing because it seems like such an ephemeral element, but that's a huge part of British culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't often see that kind of real life aesthetic put into a football game.
And I think we've got that freedom to do it because we don't have every single license and every single team to appease. Everybody wants to be front and center. And by focusing on some of the partnerships, I'm actually making good on some of those partnerships in the terms of it's not just a license that we put on the back of the box. We do a lot more than that. We actually go and visit the players. They get hands-on. They give us feedback. We go to the stadiums. We capture the sound, all the anthems and things. It's an unbelievable benefit to have these kind of partnerships, but it's not just a case of having your logo somewhere on when you're watching the stadium. It's a lot more than that, and it's helped us benefit the game for sure.
Have you got any more key partnerships that you're planning to announce?
Loads.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Are you able to talk about any of them?
Unfortunately not, no, which is rather obvious.
I was hoping for a scoop.
Yeah, but it's really exciting because I think one thing that we did last year with the partnerships is it really showed everybody the intent. Because right now, if people do get upset with all the licenses stuff, they want to see effort, they want to see a trier, they want to see people going out there. And because we went and signed these 3 big teams, Barca, Liverpool, Dortmund, we've got just as many to announce for next year, all over the world, and really, really close partnerships, really big teams, and benefiting the game in various ways. But alongside license as well, something that's really important. I know Bolt is kind of a key icon here, but we also showed Diego Maradona, who was in the game last year, so it's not a surprise, but we went and worked with him individually. And that's something for us to give you a bit of a tease, is that we're going to go starting working with these legend players individually, and we've got some really big announcements, and you can hold me to that if I see you at Gamescom, guys. Huge announcements of legend players that will only be in PES, and the biggest of the biggest.
And is that Bolt, those players, are those exclusively in my club, or are we going to be able to, particularly with Bolt, are we going to be able to use him, like put him in through edit mode in other elements of the game?
You'll be able to unlock legends and certain players like Bolt through my club once you get them, but they'll be available in Master League in a transfer window.
Gotcha. Okay.
So a little bit technical there, but the answer is yes.
Okay. Nice. And to go back to that 3v3 mode just for a second, you talked about
huge.
Yeah, you talked about how that's going to work in the online beta. Can we talk about that in a little bit more detail, in the sense of who are we stuck with one player each, or are we cycling through players, or like how's it going to work?
Yeah, absolutely.
Moment to moment.
So I think for us, the main reason why we decided to bring in 3v3 is a lot of our fans wanted us to actually bring in some kind of a co-op, couch co-op online mix, 2v2. So it means that I could play online, you could be online with 2 people in one console and 2 people online kind of thing, you know, being able to play it. So we wanted to go one step further and actually do 3v3. So we've done 3v3 with the same concept. I could be online, you guys could be on the same console, but we're on the same team.
Gotcha.
It's absolutely amazing. So what we did is we integrated that into the whole Pes League system. Pes League is huge for us. It's our you know, esports system. It's really important to everything that we do. Just 3 weeks ago, we gave away $200,000 to the winner. He was a 17-year-old kid from Brazil, completely changed his life.
That's
Second
amazing.
place, got $100,000. You know, we really investing hard, and that was all down to the fact that we were at the Champions League final, which is an exclusive license to PES. We were there in Cardiff. Huge events. The 3v3 is kind of the next step up, because what we're trying to do is giving the user an option to how they play in a variety of ways. We have the 2v2, we have the 3v3. My club is really big for us as well, where you get the legend players. We're bringing that into Pes League as well, so you can have a variety of it. And the big news about playing online with your friends is that we brought in stat balancing. So I'm not sure who you support, but it might not be Barcelona, but you might want to choose that team that you support against Barcelona.
Well, I mean, Spurs could beat Barcelona on their days, so I don't want to hear this.
But the great news is even if you lost and complained that they were stronger, you don't have to do that anymore, because we've got stat balancing now online.
Okay, nice.
So that's all about skill. So you can have the shirt, you can play your favorite team, another great goal. You know, you can absolutely have that experience with your favorite team. The best thing about 3v3, I have to say, is I didn't even know about this, but I actually saw it being played at our stand today, is if you score a goal, you and your mates, there's quick time events in certain situations on the pitch where you can, if you press the button at the right time, you do one celebration together. So you can trigger celebrations. It's really cool, and when you see it, it's so funny.
That's a really nice way of rubbing it in.
Absolutely,
that's a great thing.
So again, people can test that at the end of July. I mean, listen, the beta is not really a marketing tool for us, if I'm honest with you. It's more of a, listen, let's get online right this year for PES. Let's really focus on testing the infrastructure. We're going big this year with so many ways of playing online that we have to get it right. Help us. It's on PS4, it's on Xbox One, and it's going to be open.
Is the beta running on both platforms?
Correct, yeah.
And are we able to talk about the Ps4 Pro and 1X modes this year?
With the Pro, all we've announced is 4K.
Okay.
Xbox One X looks monstrous, but nothing to announce right now regarding any support for the X. I'm really hopeful that the console will do the work for us, if I'm honest. That would be great. Thanks, Microsoft. But yeah, no, for now, but again, more information to come on that.
Nice.
And, you know, talking of, you know, powerful machines, something that's really important for us this year is actually taking PC to the next level. So, unfortunately, for the past few years, the PC version's been more like a hybrid, not quite on the level of PS4, Xbox One, somewhere in between. And this year, we're actually taking it up to the next level. So it's actually on the parity of PS4 and Xbox One. However, it is the best version. So if you do have like a GeForce or a crazy graphics card, you will be seeing PES at its best on PC.
Are you able to speak to why PC's been so hard to get right and how you got it right this year?
Do you know what? It's actually learning about the Fox
really?
engine. It's every year we have the same sort of challenges and we learn a little bit more and more. I still get asked a lot of questions about, are you still using Fox? Are you still using, you know, but the main point is it wasn't built for a football game, you know. It was built for a beautiful 3D open world game. And we've been adapting that visual engine for ages. It was found it easier to focus bit by bit on the consoles, which is, you know, to be fair, our biggest market. And slowly but surely we managed to master it in a way where we could then accommodate the resource to put it on PC as well. It's
really interesting that move across all sports games, actually. Like, we're seeing a lot more sports games use engines designed for other types of games, and particularly with Fox. It must be really interesting working within a company that's using this engine all across. Are you sort of setting standards for other development teams? Are you finding out things about Fox that maybe they don't know, and you're passing information? How does that work?
Part of that is actually really true, finding out things about Fox that we didn't know about. It's an engine that is always being worked on, and it's something for us that allows us to benefit. That's a really nice finish, by the way. Very nice, and you get the,
as you'd expect from Griezmann,
hotline bling celebration as well. Yeah, I mean, I think for us it's always going to be a learning process because it's always being worked on in a certain way. I mean, there's not much more I can say about Fox because it is an engine for Konami, not just for PES, so I have to leave it there. But for us, it's learning about how we can keep utilizing it. I don't think we're kind of educating anybody internally of, oh, look what we're doing. I still think we're the ones that are learning. But it's really important for us to be building system outside of Fox, like the animation engine. For example, we need to be working on that separately. Where Fox allows us to really impress people is the lighting, it's the visuals, it's making it look real. Yeah. And we're still unlocking that potential.
I mean, you must realize that I desperately want to play Dele Alli in a Metal Gear Solid game. So,
okay.
Like, that's,
okay.
If you could work on
make that happen,
that would be really great.
People,
I'll try and get skin pack for Survive. I don't know, mate.
That
Whatever you say.
Yeah,
just for you, though, yeah?
Oh, yeah,
okay,
please.
Okay.
On the other end of the spectrum, from your high-end PCs, your Xbox One X versions, would you like to do a version for a Nintendo Switch?
I would love to. Who wouldn't? I mean, I think actually a lot of people are sort of asking that question now.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody might have had some kind of, you know, predetermined thoughts about how well the console would be based on what Nintendo have achieved in the past with their, you know, with their consoles, the support, lack of, etc. But let's face it, Switch has been phenomenal, absolutely amazing. And for me personally, I'm a huge fan. And it's not that we would ever say we're not going to work on it or we are going to work on it, but I think a lot of eyebrows right now are raised, and I would love to. That's what I can say.
I mean, we can hear the noise from the Nintendo stand right now. It's loud.
Yeah.
Like, I suppose that must be part of the sort of wider PC thing. You're creating a scalable game when you're creating for a PC audience. Like,
absolutely.
Is it possible that by working harder on PC that we can then see, like, in future it could come to Switch because of that?
I think that's the aim.
Yeah.
And you know, we just launched a fantastic mobile game on iOS as well. So I think everything that we're doing right now is getting PES on as many platforms as possible. We certainly want it to be on every single platform out there.
Nice.
Well, Adam, thank you so much for coming by the show.
Thank you.
Does PES 2018 have a release date?
September 12th.
September 12th.
In the US.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Stay tuned. More to come here on IGN Live at E3 after this.
Did you know that IGN has an app that gives you all the tools you love right in the palm of your hands? It's fast, and you can save videos and articles for later, check your personalized feed, or check out all the latest reviews. Download it now on the iOS or Android App Store.
The biggest entertainment event of the year is almost here, and we've got your all-access pass. IGN live from San Diego Comic-Con. World premiere trailers and breaking news as it happens. The biggest stars and the world's best cosplay. IGN live from Comic-Con. Coverage starts July 19.
2 friends, 1 controller. IGN's Link Together turned Zelda Breath of the Wild into a co-op experience where Link is controlled by 2 players via splitting the Joy-Cons. Hyrule becomes a much more dangerous place, and friendships teeter on the edge. Check out Link Together Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific. The press conferences might be game over, man, but there's still plenty more E3 goodness to get into right here on the Daily Fix presented by the Marines. Oh, and of course we have another great giveaway to help you get over hump day. So let's begin, people! Destiny 2 won't have the Xbox One X factor when it comes to frame rate. Game director Luke Smith told Jeff Keighley on YouTube live at E3 that